They will strategically place such things. America is going down. I have no doubts about this. I published that back in 2006, outlining how I thought World War III would fall. Now, what I had told was the tale starting from Bill Clinton and how they were defeating our hearts. And so the idea of bringing Bill Clinton down, now they're trying to give him compensation, right? Now he's becoming an ambassador. Now he's becoming he's getting compensated for his sacrifice. So he sacrificed for the great work by taking the fall on this Monica Lewinsky scandal. Now, as I've covered in the movie and on our lecture and in many other ways, this whole idea was to bring down the ideal of the man himself, because we know that the other presidents have had affairs and that it's against national security to release that information, because you can't lower the ideal of the man unless you want to. And so when they brought Bill Clinton out before the public and mentioned the insertion of the cigar and all of the things that they brought right out in the public view, having our president turn purple, embarrassed in front of us, I knew was psychological warfare. And so I just added the story up till today, and I said, okay, they're going to force the president into office next, because first you destroy the man, then you destroy the office. So they were going to force the president into office, and I selected W because of his secret coded meaning of the letter W. And you'll get into that with all of my other studies on corporate logos. So I said W will be forced into office, and he will be the last American president. Now, what I meant by that was that the next president was not going to be considered an American. And there will be a debate and a struggle that would come from this that's going to open the American Constitution to revision. Right, and so what they have been pushing for since 1998 is this constitutional convention, and they cannot get enough states to agree to it. So what you do is you get this great man of the people that everybody loves, and then you say, oh, he's not eligible, I'm sorry. And everyone will scream and demand a constitutional convention to open the Constitution to make sure that non-natural born citizens can be president. Now, of course, it was Obama and Hillary Clinton and another senator named Coburn that were pushing for the non-natural born citizen acts to get non-natural born citizens. And, of course, we called this the Arnold Bill because everybody expected that to get Arnold into power. Yeah. Which may be the case, because this is also coupled with what is coming to maybe pass, which is House HJ Resolution 5.
Tell us about that.
HJ Resolution 5 is to amend or repeal the 22nd Amendment. Okay, so HJ Resolution 5 repeals the 22nd Amendment. The 22nd Amendment of the Constitution is the limits of terms of presidency. So they want to eliminate the terms of presidency. And therefore, we get a monarchy. Therefore, we get a dictatorship. If the president no longer only can serve 4 or 8 years, he can serve indefinitely. And so you can go look up government tracts or just go to the Freeman Perspective blog, and you will see the link there, and you can go check it out for yourself. It is put out by Jose Serrano, New York representative, and you can get the full text of how they are, and that was introduced January 6, 2009. So we have the entire possibility that we have a dictator in play.
Well, there we go, and there's another aspect to this as well. If we talk about it in the context of war and radical changes or massive upheaval, as it were, if we take it kind of a little bit off planet as well, there is this weird kind of connection with the coming space war, how they're trying to ramp up. First of all, the Star Wars program, trying to bring weapons into space as a way to kind of protect us from incoming meteors, comets, and what have you, and bodies. Tell us about this whole kind of Apophis-Obama weird connection that you found, Freeman.
How bizarre is this? The last message on that Constitutional Convention, though, is the misunderstanding that people have with the Constitutional Convention is that they think that if they open this, it's only to deal with the one phrase. It's only to put a natural-born citizen into power. But that's not the case. Once there is a Constitutional Convention, the Constitution is completely open for revision. Okay. So that's the missing ingredient there. People will think that it's only for one thing, but once it's open, it's open. So I just wanted to make sure that was known.
Yeah, and what you're saying is that it's through that they will potentially open up the Constitution, rewrite it, and pretty much the political entity of the United States will be gone at that point, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
gotcha.
Okay,
yeah.
so so here I am working on a story about Obama and the coming space war. I'm showing you how they're coupling the Department of Defense with with our public NASA space program. They are retiring the Columbia Endeavor for the discovery of Atlantis, the space shuttle systems, and replacing it with an Ares Orion space program. And of course, Ares being Mars, which is the god of war. So we are moving into a warfare space program. And I was outlining this and databasing this, and what I was watching was these incoming bolides or meteors that were exploding in the atmosphere and then causing an earthquake. Now, they would come in with a sonic boom, and then an hour to 3 hours later, an earthquake would follow. Now, the first time I had heard about this was over the HARP facility back in 99. In December of 99, a meteor came in, hit the atmosphere, exploded, sonic boom. 3 hours later, Anchorage suffered a massive earthquake. Everyone in Anchorage thought it was the end of the world. You can go look this up in the Anchorage Daily News, December of 99. I started at that point thinking, well, do we have the ability to hurl meteors at our own planet? Because this meteor came in so precisely over the HARP facility, which just happened to be tested as a meteor deflection shield at that time, that I knew it had to have been man-made. So as I was tracking this movement to a war effort in the space program, all of a sudden these meteors started returning, and we started having them all over the globe. The scientists, astronomers are going, we don't know what they are. We just see that there's a bright flash, a sonic boom, and then an earthquake. It's unheard of. We don't know what they are. And then the next thing you know, the government comes out and says, we are now classifying incoming bolides and fireballs as top secret. So now I can't even database them, right? Okay. So I thought that this would be the movement they would use to cause the weaponization of space. Because Werner von Braun, the Nazi scientist who was brought over in paperclip to help start NASA and the rocketeering, had stated that they would be using an enemy list to foment the weaponization of space. And he said, first it'll be the Cold War. Next it'll be terrorists. And then asteroids. And following asteroids, extraterrestrials. And so I started tracking these incoming strange bolides that no one knew what they were, thinking that this would be their excuse. And as I'm doing so, I get sidetracked in the story of Obama appearing to look just like Akhenaten. And as I started to uncover the Akhenaten-Obama connections, then we found that Michelle Obama looks just like Akhenaten's mother, Queen T. And then we find that the two daughters are the two daughters of Akhenaten that became pharaohs themselves. Now, Akhenaten had 6 daughters, but 2 of them became pharaohs themselves, and they are Malaya and Sasha to a T. So now it was the whole family. If it was just Obama, I might have thought of things like reincarnation or coincidence or whatever, but not the entire family.
You have, by the way, for those who haven't seen it, I think you have that also. Well, it is available in the video that we put up, you, Freeman, but you also have that clip on your website, don't you? Specifically when you show these animations and the similarity between Michelle Obama and the 2 daughters, right?
Absolutely. Similarity doesn't even cover it.
That's right.
Exact. So, yes, I do. I have that splashed on all of my web pages right now. So you'll find it on freemantv.com or the Freeman Perspective blog or YouTube Freeman TV or MySpace Freeman TV. It's on them all. Perfect. So that you can see this.
So what you're saying here, just to recap a little bit also, is that if we go back to the HARP technology a little bit again, that is actually, okay, they're saying it's a deflector in regards to what it possibly can do, but they possibly can reverse that, so to speak, so it actually can become a cometary attractor. It actually pulls stuff in from space. Is that what you're saying?